Hello, and welcome to the Parenting Compass. I'm Jenny Lee, a psychology and empowerment specialist for youth. For over a decade, I've been working with families to navigate the ups and downs of parenting, focusing on helping kids build the emotional skills they need to thrive. Today, we're diving into a topic that every parent faces at some point: helping kids manage big emotions. Whether it's a toddler having a meltdown in the grocery store or a teenager slamming their bedroom door, big emotions can feel overwhelming for both the child experiencing them and the parent trying to respond. But here's the thing: those big emotions are not only normal, but also an important part of development. The key is teaching kids how to navigate those feelings in a way that's constructive and empowering. Understanding big emotions in kids. Let's start with understanding why kids experience emotions so intensely. Children's brains are still developing, particularly the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for emotional regulation and decision-making. This means they don't yet have the tools to process or express their feelings in the way adults do. When they're frustrated, angry, or overwhelmed, those emotions can feel all-consuming, like a tidal wave they don't know how to escape. Research insight: according to studies in child psychology, emotional regulation is one of the key predictors of success in adulthood. Kids who learn to manage their emotions effectively are more likely to develop resilience, maintain healthy relationships, and navigate challenges with confidence. In my work, I've seen this play out time and again. One family I worked with had a 5-year-old Mia who often had intense tantrums when things didn't go her way. Her parents were frustrated and unsure how to help her. By focusing on teaching Mia to recognize and name her feelings, they began to see a shift in how she handled challenging moments. Why emotional validation is key. One of the most powerful things we can do as parents is validate our child's emotions. This doesn't mean agreeing with their behavior, but showing them that their feelings are real and understood. Imagine this: your child comes home from school in tears because a friend didn't want to play with them. Instead of saying, "It's not a big deal, you'll make new friends," you might say, "That sounds really upsetting. I'm sorry you felt left out." Validation helps kids feel seen and supported, which lays the groundwork for teaching them how to process their emotions. Case example: I worked with a family whose 8-year-old Liam often lashed out when he was upset, yelling at his siblings or slamming doors. By focusing on validating his emotions, "It's okay to feel angry, let's figure out what's going on," his parents created a safe space for Liam to express himself without resorting to outbursts. The role of modeling in emotional regulation. Kids learn how to manage their emotions by watching us. If we react to stress with anger or frustration, they're likely to mimic that behavior. But if we model calmness and self-control, we're teaching them valuable skills. For example, if you're running late and feeling overwhelmed, narrate your thought process. "I'm feeling really stressed right now because we're running behind, but I'm going to take a deep breath and focus on what we need to do next." This shows your child that it's okay to feel big emotions and that there are constructive ways to handle them. Challenge. Parents often tell me, "I try to stay calm, but it's so hard in the moment." And that's completely normal. Managing our own emotions is a work in progress, too. When you slip up, don't be afraid to apologize and reflect. "I shouldn't have yelled earlier. I was feeling frustrated, but that wasn't the best way to handle it." Another important part of helping kids manage big emotions is teaching them to recognize and name their feelings. When kids can identify what they're feeling, it's easier for them to figure out what they need. For younger children, this might involve using simple phrases like, "It seems like you're feeling mad right now. Is that right?" For older kids, you can encourage more nuanced language. "Are you feeling frustrated because you're overwhelmed, or is it something else?" Case example: one family I worked with used a feelings chart with their 4-year-old Sophie. Whenever Sophie was upset, they'd point to the chart together and talk about what she was feeling. Over time, Sophie began using phrases like, "I'm feeling frustrated because my tower fell down," instead of immediately crying or yelling. Helping kids find coping strategies. Every child is different, which means every child will need different tools for managing their emotions. Some kids might benefit from physical outlets, like jumping on a trampoline or taking deep breaths. Others might find comfort in creative outlets, like drawing or writing. The key is to help your child discover what works for them. Encourage them to try different strategies and talk about how they feel afterward. Research insight. A study in the Journal of Pediatric Psychology found that children who are taught specific coping strategies like mindfulness, deep breathing, or physical activity showed significant improvements in emotional regulation and reduced anxiety. Let's be real. Helping kids manage big emotions isn't easy. It takes time, patience, and a lot of trial and error. And as parents, we often feel the pressure to fix things quickly, especially when our child is upset. One of the most important things to remember is that it's okay if you don't have all the answers right away. Sometimes just being there and offering a calm presence is enough. Let your child know you're there to support them, even if you're still figuring out the best way to help. Case example, I worked with a mom who felt overwhelmed every time her toddler had a meltdown. She'd try to reason with him, which often made things worse. Once we focused on staying calm and simply being present, sitting quietly next to him and saying, "I'm here when you're ready to talk," she found that the meltdowns became shorter and less intense. Teaching kids to manage big emotions isn't just about avoiding tantrums or outbursts. It's about equipping them with life skills that will serve them well into adulthood. When kids learn to navigate their feelings, they become more resilient, more empathetic, and better equipped to handle challenges. And as parents, it's important to remember that we're not just teaching them how to manage emotions in the moment. We're teaching them how to build a healthy relationship with their emotions overall. Helping kids manage big emotions is one of the most important and rewarding parts of parenting. By validating their feelings, modeling healthy regulation, and teaching them tools for coping, you're not just addressing behaviors, you're laying the foundation for emotional resilience and well-being. Thank you for joining me today on the Parenting Compass. If this conversation resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share this video with other parents who might find it helpful. Together, let's create homes where big emotions are met with understanding, patience, and compassion. I'll see you in the next video.